Yes, we are live. Guys, look who I have with me. It is 𝗬𝗏, who has come from South Africa to Dubai. How are you doing, 𝗬𝗏?
Let's just pause that quick. I am doing very well. Thanks, Andy. It was a long flight, and for my community, you know that I've been sick and I'm still recovering a little bit, and that's why me and Andy has a little bit of distance between ourselves. So don't want to make the legend sick. But yes, I'm here in Dubai. I'm excited to be here. And also, guys, myself and Andy have been struggling with the two mics over here from an echo perspective, just trying to make sure that there's no echo coming through. So if you do hear a slight echo, it's the best that we can manage with right now, and we'll try and sort that out. But I think we got it pretty nailed at the moment.
Guys. Let us know in the comment section if you do hear a little bit of echo, if it's acceptable. If not, we'll end the stream right away, right?
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, glad to see you here. It's the first time I meet 𝗬𝗏 in person, so it's very exciting to have him here. We're going to do a lot of analysis this coming weeks, look at trading setups together, so it's going to be very exciting. And today we are actually going to do, obviously, the Bitcoin technical analysis. Guys, make sure to destroy that like button on my channel and also on 𝗬𝗏's channel. We are streaming on both channels, and I'm going to leave, we'll go through the comment section in just a bit, but I'm going to let 𝗬𝗏 do some technical analysis here and see what his view is. I know 𝗬𝗏 hasn't been doing much analysis during the last few days, correct?
No, I've been sick. I've been on a plane for 9 hours. I only had 2 hours sleep so far. So guys, if I'm not all here, I am here, but sometimes my brain just needs a little bit of a kick. But let's see how I do, considering how I feel. So yes. I did see a nice little drop there from the price of Bitcoin. So let's see what's going on there.
It did. I did manage to catch the drop, actually.
Wow.
It did form a little double top. It was mentioned on a video update yesterday. I was looking for a possible ABC flat because the price action did look quite impulsive. I'm not sharing the chart right now, but let's go right away. And I'm going to let you go first, 𝗬𝗏.
Okay, let me test drive Bitcoin.
Yeah. And we're going to see 𝗬𝗏's analysis live. So let's go right away with that.
Okay, so for my community, you guys will notice that my chart is a green and red at the moment. So myself and Andy are sharing software here at the moment, a laptop at the moment. So I feel a little bit out of place. But I mean, Bitcoin's Bitcoin at the end of the day, right? And purely from a high time frame perspective, what I did is if I go here onto the 4 hour, let's just zoom out a little bit. And this is usually when I haven't looked at the chart in a while. I just like to take a step back and see where we are. So I've just measured a simple fib here from the bottom to the top. And I saw, okay, well, we almost tapped the 0.5, not just as yet. So nothing really changed from a macro perspective. I know about the low over there. And I think what I'm now more interested in is this little price action or this structure over here. Okay. So for now, let's dive into the structure and see what is cooking over there. Right. Go back onto the 1 hour. Sorry, guys, and I'm going to go a little bit slow today. My brain needs to catch up to what I'm saying.
No worries. We ain't going nowhere. We are staying here.
Okay, so the one thing that I have noticed over years, just keeping the analysis very simple. When I take a fib from the lows to the highs, okay, and Andy's settings works a little bit different than mine, but still same information, is it does feel weird that we didn't tap the 618 area over here, okay? And we had this nice little dump here to the downside, and I would be surprised if we just see a recovery here to the upside without tapping this level. And it feels like we need one more dip. Okay, the one thing that I also looked at briefly before the live stream is that if I zoom into this little structure a little bit, oops, I need to get used to this mouse. Okay, if I zoom into this little structure over here, and maybe when I'm going slow, everyone will be able to follow as well. As the one structure that I was tracking before I got onto the flight is when I take a fib expansion, and I kind of saw this as an A, B, C here to the downside. Okay, so when I take a fib from the high to the low to the high, and you can see that the extended C wave target is in confluence with the 0.65. Okay, the 1.618, and we didn't tap it, which is considered an extended C wave target. But I would have liked to see this structure take us there. And the fact that we had this massive bounce here to the upside almost invalidates Elliott wave scenarios here to the downside. It feels very weird. It feels more like a zigzag corrective structure here to the downside. And ideally, without trying to microanalyze the structure over here, I think what I would like to see is us tap the 0.618 area, perhaps even this 1.1618, and without bringing Elliott wave theory into it, from a fib expansion perspective, it's always a nice level to grab as well. You grab all the liquidity that's building up below these lows, and then perhaps we see a nice recovery to the upside. I'm here to be proven wrong, but from a technical perspective, it just feels like getting a recovery from where we are right now, especially to come and claim these highs. It just doesn't feel right. So it would be nice to grab that liquidity, then potentially get a recovery to the upside, and even a little bit further down here by the 0.786. And I've just spoken to Andy now before the live stream. Doesn't it kind of look like we could be forming a kind of like a godly pattern here, where you have that leg? Sorry, I'm just running out of real estate here. That leg where you have the tap, you have the higher low, you go and grab the 786 level, and I have seen on harmonics, I think it's the crab harmonic that can go to the 0.88, okay, where you then take a fib from the high to the low, whether it's there or whether it's there, and you take profits by the 0.618 between those 2 points. So we could be forming a little bit of a godly pattern here as well. Also, lastly, Andy, what I see over here is from a Elliott wave perspective, okay, without going into too much detail, is that we could definitely be forming a 1, 2, regardless of how deep we go. If it's a second wave, I don't want to see us tap the 0.88. It just decreases probabilities that it's a second wave, but it can still be a second wave. But I would like to see the deepest retracement by the 786, even the 618, where we can see then an explosive third wave here to the upside to come and claim this high. So that's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment, Andy. I'm not sure.
I also agree with you right over here, because the impulsive move that we've had during the first week of May, this looks quite impulsive, right? When we are just zooming in from the last 2 weeks, this does look quite impulsive. This does look quite corrective, even though we had this drop. But we explained that this drop happened exactly because of the news that we did have. We did have Michigan consumer sentiment. And as soon as this news came out, just after a few minutes, we started dropping very aggressively also for the stock market. So it was a driven news event. And this is why really charting this right now is really complex. We were talking about this before, that it looks weird on the chart, and it's very, I'm really on the sidelines at the moment. I don't want to take a long, I don't want to take a short. I just need the price action to develop. Of course, I'll be focusing in on the lower time frames, because there are some scalp day trades that we can take into consideration if we reclaim certain levels of resistance or drop beneath certain levels. But I like the idea that this, as we claim this low, you might think, isn't this a double bottom right there? Are we going to get a massive recovery now in the next coming days? I wouldn't, me personally, because I'm not a swing trader myself, but if you are speculating that this is one wave, this is two wave, this would be like the swing traders long entry, right? And speculate with the stop loss, beneath these lows basically. And you're targeting much higher levels. You're speculating for the price of Bitcoin to hit $65,000 and $67,000, where we have that huge amount of liquidity. When we go to the higher time frame, we know that there's billions of short liquidations above 67K. So for the swing traders, which is not me, I'm not a swing trader. I had to accept that a few months ago. I'm saying I'm not a swing trader. I'm a day trader and a scalper. So But I would take into consideration that there is a chance here, right? There is a chance, because if we get the price falling very aggressively, swing traders are going to start sweating here at this point, hoping for a recovery or a consolidation.
Yeah.
I would rather wait for the price levels hit and then take action here. If we do drop down to the 7.8. On that 7.8 Fibonacci, we do actually have a daily. There is a daily level as well. And I really do agree with you that this could be a Gartley pattern. The good thing, it's a very dodgy one with this move. We could get some bounces here and then in the next 1 to 2 days come down there, and then it will be looking quite symmetrical down here to this level. If we get a bounce here, I'm really in doubt that because this has been such an aggressive move down with high volume, even though it's driven by news, this move to the upside, we are higher time frame forming lower highs. I'm not sure if depending on the price action here, I will be analyzing very carefully. If it's going to start moving up like this, very choppy with very poor higher highs, it's just not going to be looking too great, and we could see another leg down, and that is when we could form the more symmetrical Gartley pattern. The good thing about this Gartley pattern is that we have the daily exactly at the 7.8 Fibonacci.
Yeah. And
we do have some quite high volume node right over here from this consolidation. If we do take a fixed volume range, well, no, it's slightly lower. It is slightly lower, so that we don't have a high volume spike right there. But just with the daily and the 7.8 Fibonacci, also adding the bullish CVD divergence that we do have, this is something that we were talking about. We are getting pretty aggressive lower lows here on the CVD on all of the exchanges, such as Bybit and the rest of exchanges. And we've got very aggressive high lows. The thing about CVD on higher time frame, you could still be building it up and building it up here, but that is just probably going to be an explosive move here to the upside if we do hold that 7.8 Fibonacci. So there's a lot of reasons that we could actually bottom out at this range. The problem here for the swing traders is, are we going to hit the 1.618 extension like you mentioned right there with the 618? Maybe the 618 and 65 is going to hold. And the way I would trade this, DeVault and Legends, me personally, as a day trader, I would rather wait for the 618, maybe 65, the 1.618 extension right there from this move that you've explained to be hit. And once we do hit the levels, I would take the previous day lows yesterday as a level to consider a swing failure pattern or a failed auction. Once you recover from that low, then this will be looking pretty good to get a really nice recovery. And I would be targeting the lower highs here from this range, because you might just sweep up those highs and kind of SFP of this local range high. Depending on what we do here, I would consider taking massive profits if we fail to break down. And we love double bottoms, triple bottoms. This is what happened right over here. This was actually a setup that was mentioned on the video update on Thursday. We had two setup scenarios. It was either double bottom or reclaim the resistance, and we reclaimed it and bounced as support. Beautiful trade right there. Very simple, very technical, realizing the sign of strength. But like I said, double bottom right there, no doubt. Once we come down beneath the lows of yesterday, we are going to start hitting crucial levels. 618 Fibonacci at $60,000. Potentially slightly move lower to the 1.618. You got this spike there as resistance that could provide a little bit of support as well. I would not risk a long position as we hitting the zone, but as we recover, I would speculate in a day trade long, and I would be targeting these highs. The risk to reward would not be huge, but it's still higher than your possible stop loss. That is a setup that I do see here available for the next couple of days. Yeah,
definitely from my side as well. And that 618 level feels like it's in the right place, But I think the ultimate trading setup for me, Andy, is if we can go a little bit deeper and hit that 786 level. I think for me, that would be like, okay, I want to see the price slow down. I want to see a reaction form over there. And as the price recovers, that's definitely a long trigger for me. And obviously, as you've mentioned, also the sweep of the local low at the moment, I do see maybe perhaps some local bullish CVD building up where we are right now, which could give us that SFP from that low. I mean, looking at blue over there, it looks quite aggressive there to the downside.
Yeah, we are forming local bullish CVD divergence, correct? On most of the exchanges, which is in the blue right there, we are forming higher lows since yesterday. So yeah, we could get a reclaim of the highs here before we roll down. That's for me another potential setup where if we do come up here, zooming in, let me just get that garlic out of the way and zoom in on the lower time frames. What I do see here possible for a setup, and by the way, I gotta say it, the last few days were incredible. I've had insane, really good few days, and it's all on YouTube as well. We did talk about this on the video updates. I know you haven't been uploading lately because you haven't been too well, but I've actually had some pretty nice few days, this week. And anyway, another scenario here, I think we need to take into consideration. I love the dead cat bounce highs, the first ones from a major drop. This is the first dead cat bounce high. And this is a classic level to test and get a rejection. It just happens multiple times when you see a major drop or even a major pump. It's actually, I would say it's a strategy where you have a massive rise, you get the first correction, and then the price just dances around here, claim the highs once more, then again, maybe you form a kind of a wedgie structure. But this first level is classic to tap it and get an instant bounce. It happens so many times, and this is right now what we got. We got an insane lower high right there from the drop, and I think a reclaim from that zone is possible for a rejection. So if we do climb up there, the only thing is that we do have a daily level, which is an old daily level really right now, because it's broken through, right? We did get some resistance here after the breakout. We're not managing to get above that daily. So it's not really, it's a level that has been pierced through. We could actually get it off the chart. I leave it on for a few days just because I understand it's still a daily level and it could reclaim, but in between today and tomorrow, I'll get it off the chart very likely. But an SFP from these highs, I like it because we are forming a little bit of a range, and this range could continue. The good thing about this SFP from here, value area low is very, very low. This is where we are getting support and resistance. The value range of the last 24 hours, we do have it providing resistance and support. So if we do get that swing failure pattern from these highs, for me, it's an acceptable short position if we reject.
Yes.
Managing risk very, very well. And if I want to target a level of support, I would target the value area high of the range where we have seen proven level of resistance. But also, I would put the VWAP. VWAP is probably also going to climb up here as we get the pump. If we were to get the pump, VWAP is going to climb up, and it will be kind of in confluence very likely with that level. So I would be targeting in between VWAP and value area high if we do get that rejection. Very likely setup right there that could play out. The good thing about this is you can manage risk so well. You just put your stop above the high. You're targeting here a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward approximately. It's good enough for me to take a speculation day trade. Anyway, just so that's in a nutshell. We've provided the possible trading setups would be claiming this low, failed auction, then you're looking for these highs to be taken if they're not taken before, or either come up here and you got a nice short scalp day trade to this level. And if it breaks down from here, then absolutely wonderful. I would consider maintaining a little bit of that position just in case we start breaking down to come and claim these lows. In a nutshell, that is the day trade scalping setups that I do see available on the chart. I am going to go through the comment section. Is there anything you wanna point out
Yeah,
here?
I think while you go through the comment
Yeah.
section, I just want to also
Right.
check something here quick, and then yeah,
You got your chart as well if you want to use
Okay,
Binance,
cool.
the first tab. Yeah.
there we go. Right, let's go through some comments first.
Right. Okay. Yeah. First of all, let's go, guys. We're not taking a look at the comments, which is very rude. Guys, how are you doing? I can see HBBR. First like for you guys, says HB. Thank you very much. 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽. I hope you are going long. We have here from, this is in, I cannot read that.
No.
But well, I'm not doing anything. I'm on the sidelines. I've had a very good week. Trading. And right now it's the weekend. 𝗬lte is here. We're just doing a bit of analysis. I've shared the scenarios that I would be willing to get into. I will be setting some alerts at the highs and the lows to check the reaction of the chart. And probably jump into a trade on the weekend, but I don't need to rush into any trade if I'm not like concentrated. So Tiffany, I hope you're ready for $52,000. We got people bearish. I'm going to ask the community. What can we ask to the community in a poll?
What comes first?
What comes first? Right. What comes first? Classic. What comes first for Bitcoin? What targets do we have, 𝗬lte?
52.
52K.
Which is round about the 618 level, you know, the macro 618 level.
Yeah.
Also that beautiful liquidity below the, well, it's more 51 than 52, but that range. And then
67.
67, the liquidity above the highs.
67K. That makes sense. So let's go with 67K. Guys, what do you think? Let us know right away on the poll. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What comes next? 52K or 67K? Let's go right away. Let's see what the people vote. This is very interesting to see always because you see who's more bullish and more bearish. They've been quite 50% the community. I've seen the votes go 55 to 45%. So there is a little bit of a draw here with people bullish and bearish. Hello, Andy and 𝗬lte and Legends. We will have Dream Team today stream. Yes, we are here together. He's going to be here for several weeks, right? Going to be here
Yes, I'm going to be here for a while.
Oh, very nice. We're going to do
Nice.
epic trading. We're going to do some epic trading. We will focus on the Legends community, obviously, as well. You guys sound amazing and clear. Okay, sound is fine. All right, good.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you.
We should have checked that 10 minutes ago because if not, it would have been awful. Please put some strength into your voice. Oh, okay. But anyway, most of the people are saying it's okay. Philip, thanks for joining very much. Also, $60,000 is the value area low since January of 2024. Okay. So we have the value area low since January of 2024. Value area low. Okay. Well, yeah. Not too sure. Is that taking a no, the fixed range? Not too sure. Cannot figure that out, unfortunately, Philip. But thank you very much for the comment there. Gold Star, hello. Right, Jose Lovera, hello everyone. Tedos, Andy, is it possible that we are having power of three strategies? ICT, power of the three strategies. Accumulation, manipulation, and now in the distribution phase, 4-hourly time frame. Wow. What do you think about that comment?
So many people call Adam and Eve's, and I've seen the 3 rivers and the 2 houses and all the Wyckoff distribution patterns. And I think, Andy, I don't know all the patterns off by heart, and I'm most probably going to have to in future even Google some of these names that we get on our live streams. I just trade level to level with good risk management, and I use the tools that work for me to make me a successful trader. But definitely it's something that we can Google, have a look at, and perhaps discuss during our next live streams. I like to hear these funny things and interesting patterns that I've never heard about.
Yeah, this fundamentally, and you have so many things to take into consideration, right? This is why I am more specific in scalping and day trading, because if I need to try and predict what's going to happen in 2-3 weeks, it's very, very Very, very difficult. No doubt there are some high probability scenarios with swing trading. I think, this could definitely be a wave too. And this is for those swing traders. We can see that there's huge amount of short liquidations above $67,000. And looking at the charts, we definitely have a chance here to form a higher low.
Yes.
There is definitely a chance right there. So I think, swing long traders could definitely speculate for these lower highs to be taken even above $67,000. No doubt it is a possible setup here, managing your risk.
And then I just want to throw that curveball in there, as one would, is to say that, well, we've had the bear moon that printed, and for those of you in my community, everyone that's been following me, if you go look at the moon cycles, they've been pretty accurate, except for the previous bull moon that basically where price ended exactly where it started. Yeah. And but now we have the bear moon that's printed, which is basically putting selling pressure on the price of Bitcoin. But it can do exactly what the previous bull moon did, nothing. It can just end up exactly where it started. But we also have the sell in May. So we've got these bearish factors that's currently counting against us. It's the summer holidays coming up, sell in May event. We've got the bear moon printing at the moment. It feels like the bulls are losing at the moment. Price is still not taking the all-time high. So you've got this bearish sentiment at the moment, and then you have a technical analyst potentially looking at this wave that's now forming to say that, well, what if it's a third wave to the upside, which means that we could potentially go and claim the all-time highs. So not an easy one. From a conversational perspective, you can take this many ways, but what if, you have to play that what if scenarios. If this plan doesn't work, what is your next plan? And I mean, for me, if I had to enter a swing trade over here, I would have a clear invalidation. I would have a stop loss tight below the lows. Unless there's a SFP, I will re-enter if I get stopped out. I will make sure that I don't risk more than 1% of my capital. I will make sure that I have a plan for if we do go to lower levels, where could we potentially bounce? Yeah. And if I am in a swing trade and it does work out in my favor, where am I going to take profits? Am I just hoping and holding my thumbs for the best that we're going to hit $100,000? So it's, Andy, for me, it's just about planning your trades. Yeah. When I take that, I always tell people, Andy, you need to make friends with this tool. You have to make friends with this tool, because this tool tells me, the line over here tells me why I'm entering the trade. If you do not know why you are entering, you should not be entering the trade. Then your risk management, okay? Never risk more than what you can afford to lose. And ideally, as a rule of thumb, never risk more than 1% of your capital per trade, okay? And know where you are going to take profit. So I call it the 3 W's. Why am I entering the trade? Where is my risk management? And where is my profit taking area? Yeah, okay. Sure. If you do not know this, and it's sad sometimes to see during the comments where I read people saying that I entered during this price, Devold, I'm about to get liquidated, what do I do? And then the harsh reality is I bring up this tool and said, well, the first mistake you made is by entering the trade, because you didn't know why you entered, you don't have risk management, and you don't know where to take profits. And now you're in a situation that you don't know what to do. So make friends with this tool over here. And as long as you have friends, you've made friends with this tool, you actually do not care whether we're going up or down. Besides from a spot bag perspective, obviously. But from a day trading perspective, this is your tool that manages your risks and makes you profit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I hope that a lot of people are learning with your channel as well. By the way, you got the Devold's channel in the pinned comment, guys. I've pinned it in the comment section. Go and check him out, because he does provide analysis every single day except for the last few days because he's been ill. But he usually does post almost every single day technical analysis and great education based on trading. I was going to talk about I hope, because I think I am explaining myself quite well with my video updates, what would be a sign of strength, what would be invalidation points, just like yesterday, if we do claim the highs from yesterday, which was above 63,400, and we reject from it, you got a possible short scenario based on a failed breakout, and your stop loss needs to be above, and you are claiming the first higher lows of the range, that would be kind of your target zone. And that's giving you more or less a 3, 4, well, a 5 to 1 risk reward depending on that wick. That wick was very, very low yesterday. So hopefully a lot of people are really learning and are paying attention to how we can analyze, how we recognize sign of weakness, sign of strength, where to place a trade, what are we targeting, because last few days has been really, really good. It's not always like this. I am wrong many times, of course. But when I'm wrong, I manage risk extremely well. And I did manage to catch this short trade here on 𝗖𝗍, making some pretty nice profits. You know, I'm going to take you out for dinner today.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks. We're going to spend all of that.
with the profits. So yeah, anyway, guys, if you are interested in 𝗖𝗍, you do have a great bonus down below in the description. They do get great bonuses here. We partnershiped with a few exchanges. Bybit, my favorite one. They do have an insane bonus. I know some people cannot trade on Bybit, but it's my favorite by far. And if for no KYC, you do have bluffing and also 𝗖𝗍. 𝗖𝗍 has the lowest fees. Bluffing has the greatest bonus. And the good thing about bluffing, and
no
I know
KYC.
No KYC for a long time. And I am doing copy trading. I know you're going to start copy trading as well.
Yes.
This is definitely putting a bit of pressure because no doubt, you know, you need to provide good trades. People are here to gain, right? And I said, this is going to be a slow copy trading account. I'm just going to get into high probability trading setups, guys. If you are interested, you got the link down below on bluffing to sign up. And here on copy trading, there's still several slots here available for people that want to join. And it's very important, something that I need to point out for all of those people.
Let's go through the settings.
Through the settings. This is extremely important because you can find me or you can find 𝗬𝗏 here in copy trading on bluffing. Okay, it's going to start very, very soon, but I'm just waiting for some people to join in, of course, and also go most importantly through their settings. Okay, because this is very important. If you do not put the settings right and you're putting cost per order 100% of what you're putting into your copy trading, maybe on one trade, if I get stopped out in one trade or two trades, then you could be losing 50% or 60% of your account.
Yes.
We do not want this. Okay. Because if your settings are wrong, no doubt, if I lose 1% of my entire capital, if you put the settings wrong, you can lose 50% maybe of your capital. So it's extremely important for the fixed amount here. Total investment, for the example, if you're putting $500, and the risk per trade would be in between 25 and 50, which is in between 5% and 10%. That is what I suggest, because you cannot put your entire investment on every single trade, because if I get stopped out once, of course, I will be managing risk very, very well. However, even though if it's a 1% loss for me, it might turn into a 15 or 20% loss for you. So
depends also how much leverage they add to the positions that we open. Yeah.
On the settings, I have here very important copy trading traders margin and also copy traders leverage. You're copying exactly what I do, and you are not putting more than 10% on per trade, from your capital. Very important, guys, for this, because I know some people might have just randomly put everything here. And it's very important because I get stopped out and I lose 1% of my capital, which is totally fine. That's very good risk management. It's probably even going to be less. Maybe if you put these settings wrong, you could be losing 20, 30, 40%, right? If you put your entire amount, okay, per trade. Very important, guys, to put these settings correctly. You have the screen here. This is just an example, 550 maximum. If you put 5,000, it would be 500 maximum per trade, okay? Right, that was said, very important, because this is very important, no doubt. You need to put the settings correct, all right, in small amounts.
And I mean, Andy, just from my side, obviously it's a recommendation from myself and Andy. We cannot tell you what you have to do as a trader. I mean, you can do whatever you want there. You can put $5,000 in there at 100x leverage. Just remember that if you put $1,000 in your copy trading account and you put your ratio as we will be trading your full amount every time, and you go and add 100x leverage, it means that if I have a 1% stop loss and my stop loss gets hit, I will take a 1% knock, but you will be liquidated.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it is often what happens with people following copy traders is that they still get liquidated even if the copy trader makes money.
Exactly.
So be wise with the settings, but ultimately it's up to you.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right, so 315 legends watching. Smash up that like button, guys. This was just a quick overview about bluffing. Great exchange, by the way. You have got great bonus down below. We are doing copy trading, and it's going to be no KYC for a long, long time. I actually met the CEO here in Dubai, and they said they're going to be no KYC for a long time, which is good for a lot of people. Anyway, Philip, thanks for the insane support. Shall we take a look at some altcoins? For me, it's pretty clear on Bitcoin. We're a little bit in a range. Some people are saying we're going down to 52K. Some people are saying, I hope that you are long. I am waiting for this mini range. For me, it's really simple right now. I love ranges. They are very nice to trade and very nice to manage your risk very, very well. And I think for me, it's pretty clear. Analyze the situation when you claim that dead cat bounce high. If it explodes out, then we're going to have to analyze different levels, different price action here. But what I am aware of as well, 𝗬vault, because of this major drop that we had yesterday, I'm in doubt that if it is a strong technical move, you might just form an inverted Bart-Simpson pattern.
V-shaped
recovery or inverted Bart-Simpson pattern. That is a Bitcoin pattern that was created the last few years. It's not really a pattern, guys, but it's something that happens on Bitcoin. You could arguably discuss that this is a bit of a dodgy Bart-Simpson pattern right there. Anyway, claim the highs, check the reaction. If we reject, I would be willing to get into a day trade scalp short. With managing risk very, very well, claim these lows. And as we do claim these lows, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's going to be very, very interesting to see, because we'll be just about tapping that 618 Fibonacci from the pivot low to the pivot high here from the pump of May. We could be hitting that 618. We could be recovering. I would personally wait for the choppiness recovery above this low, and I would have an attempt if those highs from yesterday, these lower highs of the range are not hit and we roll down, I would be targeting for those levels. We could be seeing a double bottom. We have a clear neckline as well. Let me just zoom in on the lower time frames. We would have a pretty nice clear neckline, and this was very similar to what happened the other day. This was actually a setup there I provided on a video update a couple of days ago. This could be the neckline of the double bottom. You either have the double bottom to long if you fail, or the confirmation breakout of this neckline. And look, it was magic. If you take a look at my video update, I was talking about this, and it's basically it respected very, very well that level. So if we were to, we are getting a bit of a pump right now. We're very, very rangy, and the price is boring, so it's not guaranteed. If these highs are not claimed just yet in the coming hours, and say that we start rolling down, you do have a very, very similar scenario. You either have a possible double bottom if you start recovering, and if you break out successfully kind of from the neckline, right, and get an explosive move up, you can flip it as a support, no doubt. It's very, very similar scenario to what happened here a few days ago. That was very well traded. I did trade here. I got into a long position right over here. Got into short here yesterday. Was it yesterday? Friday. Very, very good last couple of days in trading. So a little bit. I'm going to remain patient. I need those levels to be hit. I'm not going to do much here. I'm not going to sit down for hours in front of the chart, look for some local scalping scenarios. I'm going to enjoy Saturday, sorry, and not do much trading, to be honest. Let's go comment section. Are there any altcoins? Anything, guys? We're going to do one altcoin each. I think that is pretty fair.
Perfect.
Throw your altcoins. Let's take a look at the poll here. What comes next for Bitcoin? We have 46% of people that are saying 52K, and 54% are saying 67K out of over 200 votes. So
more bullish.
There's more people bullish at this zone. More people, but there's quite a lot. It's almost a 50-50. So it's interesting to see. There's slightly more people bullish, saying that we are going to maintain this zone.
And I think it's an interesting question from a fundamental perspective. I would most probably say we're going down first. But I don't trade fundamentals. I trade technicals. From a technical perspective, the probabilities at the moment for me looks higher to go up than go to $52,000. I'm not saying we can come down here, but I'm just saying technically, based on purely technical data, not because I feel like it or I think so, we have bullish CVD building up between these pivots. And even if we start coming down here, we still have bullish CVD, right? Technically, that says that you can come and claim the high over here. Right? We have not invalidated a Elliott wave 1-2 at the moment, right? We are still inside of the range to go and form a second wave here to the upside. Once we take this low, then I would say, okay, now perhaps probability starts shifting towards the downside. But the structure so far still looks healthy based on what we can see today. So technically, we have bullish CVD. We are still inside of the golden zone, the 61878. We haven't tapped yet. There's a chance. There's definitely still a chance. We have nice liquidity at the top. Fundamentally, we are in May. Sell in May. We have a bear moon. So
you're probably going to see that inverted.
We're most probably going to see an upwards momentum here to the upside. And this is just what the charts are showing us now, that it's all just it's all just a game of probabilities at the end of the day. And we trade probabilities. Is the probability higher to go up or down based on the reaction that you see? And then you enter a trade with good risk management. And
I think if we do reclaim those lower highs of today, of the last 24 hours, basically, this zone over here, I'm just going to pull out my chart, because what is interesting when you pull the fib from the lows to the highs, you have the equilibrium, right, which is the 50%. That 50% is also kind of where we have all of that cluster. We did actually bounce from that 50%. We are getting rejected from that 50%. We did get a bit of a consolidation right there. The 50% Fibonacci is what is providing resistance as well with the rally area high. So the trade setup that I mentioned just now, the last few minutes, is going to be interesting, because this could possibly trigger a sign of strength, and you're going to rally a little bit more. Usually dead cat bounces do to get from a major drop like this. You could definitely pump a little bit more. What I'm interested to see is the Fibonacci retracement levels from the actual drop of yesterday. So we're basically sitting at the 236 zone. 382 is slightly above the highs of the dead cat bounce right there, the first dead cat bounce from the major drop. No doubt 382 could be hit, and we could form a swing failure pattern. And it's a rejection point technically right there, at least a short-term rejection. So it's very much interested in that zone. Very much interested. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Right. Any altcoins we do have here in the comment section? We got a few Solanas. We got FTM. We do have 𝗕𝗶𝘴 as well. We do have Crow. We do have there's many Solanas. I think we have RNDR. RNDR, the AI top project for the moment. So there's quite a bit of Solanas. Shall we? Are you happy with? Let's get Solana and RNDR. FTM, Render, yes, that's the one. We got 𝗕𝗶𝘴. We got Nia. I'm going to let you choose one, Devolt. I'm going to leave it to you.
What I would also like to chart here is BNB. I see my community over here is just BNB, please, BNB, please.
Well,
so
you do your community.
Let me do BNB for my community over here.
Right.
Grab the mouse when it decides to come back. There we go. Okay, let's go. Where's the altcoin one over there?
Yeah.
Right. BNB. Sorry guys, this goes a little bit slow. We are sharing a PC over here.
Yes.
So please bear with us.
We were a couple of hours to figure this out, see how we were going to do this.
Right.
So far, so good, I think.
Is that the one? Is this the one? Binance coin, Tether. Yes, here we go.
Right.
Oh, Andy, you've done some analysis on this coin already.
There's just a fib retracement. Lost in the middle of the chart.
Okay, well, honestly, I can tell you guys that this is at the moment a no trading zone because it would have been a nice short. I mean, I'm looking at the highs over here. We didn't quite tap it yet. And it looks like a bull flag, you know, for those pattern traders out there. It does look like we're forming a bull flag over here. What I don't like about these flags is the constant fake outs to the up and to the downside, which is basically just a range from a fixed value area perspective. But it is bullish and it needs to claim. For me, and I know it's not what you want to hear where we are right now, but I would like to see a claim of the highs for me to switch bullish. I would rather be late to the party than get stopped out, okay? Because you can SFP or you could break through and flip it into support. I want to see, this is my interest zone over here. I want to see how price reacts in this area when we claim, well, if we do claim this high over here. I need to learn to use the words if, it might, it's possible, I don't know, maybe, okay. We cannot say anything for certain in this market. But what I would like to see is a break, claiming the high, not a, we come up here and we trickle and then we just fall down. Okay, it needs to be a proper claim with some nice green volume kicking in. And at the moment, if you are a pattern trader over here, I mean, it does look like a little bit of a bull flag that we're forming over here. Yeah. And just checking obvious resistance. This does look good. If you look at the highs over here, it does look like we're founding support over there. Yeah. Just want to take this. Where's your little
get the box?
Now let's grab a little box over here. Okay, that to me looks good. Okay,
and it was also previous support back then in 2021.
Yes. So we had resistance, we broke through, it acted as support, and we lost the support. Now we've broken through again. So this in itself could be a bullish consolidation area over here. I think the perfect, you know, if you can get this entry, this is most probably where I will be super interested, is another claim of the lows. If we can get that reclaim of that lows, not as we are dropping, as you recover. Yeah. Okay. You know how to apply good risk management. If we can get this move and you get the recovery, it could be that to me is a golden entry over here than trying to guess up or down and you just blindly enter where we are right now based on what are you entering. Okay.
Failed auction from the lows of the range. It sounds like a plan right there.
So I mean, Andy, it looks strong where it is. It's found support. It looks like it's building up a spring, but to which side? You know, it's either to break up higher or it's to SFP and then fake out everyone.
Yeah, it's a complex zone, no doubt. When we do take a look at the this range over here, you might think that this right there was bullish as well, right?
Yes.
So you kind of, we are forming a little bit of a pennant or a channel right over here, and this is going to break up. This is continuation, and then we start losing this level, and this just goes to hell. Right, it goes.
Nicely supported it as resistance.
Yeah. So it was also a support resistance flip, right?
Yeah, SR flip.
Yeah, right there. So, no doubt. If it does look pretty good, it does look quite bullish, right? It does look like we're forming a little bit of a pennant right there, and it's looking pretty good. However, it's going to be very difficult. Obviously, Bitcoin is the leader. Depending on what Bitcoin does,
Bitcoin needs to play ball. And I mean, another sweep of the low to me would be a claim of the level, getting acceptance back above. That's the best entry for this situation. If you want to play to the upside, you want to catch it as low as possible.
Yeah, I mean, this low was not hit with this movement to the downside, so it would make sense for the price to get a kind of a failed breakdown. You get people very, very bearish here, and then if you reclaim that level, you're not closing any daily candles beneath this low over here from March. This will be looking quite bullish, at least for a short-term bounce right there. Then it's going to be interesting to see, right, how is this going to hold this higher low support as resistance? Could we form a lower high right there and roll down? But yeah, no doubt. I'm really not an altcoin trader myself, but it's I really like, depending on what Bitcoin does. Everybody asking me about altcoin analysis. I say depends on Bitcoin. It depends on Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Solana. I got a lot of Solanas here in the comment section. Let's go through Solana technical analysis. And I think we can try and do a proper Solana technical analysis. I think we can go here on Coinbase. I'm going to zoom out on the daily. Going to try my best here to do a proper analysis. I know I try this. I do it very, very quick usually on the streams, just like very basic resistance support, because if you do a full analysis, you can be
a couple of hours.
A couple of hours to get your daily levels, monthly levels, and
count the Elliott waves.
So just a little bit of an overview, and no doubt Solana, never had Solana in my portfolio ever, and I kind of regret it. This did a really good
Solana and Rune.
10-12x from the lows here. Very, 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 very nice. So right now on Solana, this mouse is driving me nuts. Right now on Solana, insane rally. There is something disturbing right over here, which is counting the low, right? The low of the bear market right over here. What I do see here is this moving up right there nicely, very, very long sideways corrective move, and then potentially this as a third wave, fourth and fifth wave right there. My goodness, this mouse is not good. But yeah, something like this, right? 5 waves, and there is something that is very disturbing. I do see Solana correcting a little bit more during the next few weeks and even months. I think it's a very explosive move, a lot of FOMO. Solana is going to flip Ethereum. There's been a lot of hype on Solana, and it is enough for Solana. If we just dip down on Bitcoin to $52,000, which would be over an $8,000, almost a $10,000 drop for Bitcoin, I don't know how these altcoins are going to react to that. I think it will likely get a pretty decent move down.
Yes.
But it does look like that Solana is going to be huge in this bull run. I think the Solana has a massive army, a huge amount of people that are saying Solana is better for many reasons. It's faster than Ethereum, and a lot of people very, very bullish on Solana. This is why we had this massive, insane run. And if we are speculating that the bull run should continue to the end of 2024, part of 2025. Now, obviously, after this run, it's a little bit of a cool off into the summer. It's May. Volume is going to go down. We might see choppiness and maybe a little bit more downside till August, September. So we've got probably a few months that are going to be boring. I don't think that we are going to start moving to the highs here in the next coming weeks. It's probably going to get a larger bounce, then probably a lower high, come back down. But I think this is going to be insane. It's going to be a very, very good opportunity looking at the higher time frames on Solana. Because what I would be speculating is that this is just a one wave up from this bull run, right? And all of this is going to be a wave 2 forming during the next few months. Depending, it might just bottom out here somewhere, might be going sideways. I do expect it a little bit more corrective and choppy. I would not expect the price to suddenly shoot up here in the coming weeks. That's what I think anyway. Looking at the timing as well. The timing of the impulse has just been many months of impulsive move. We haven't had a proper higher time frame sideways momentum into the downside. And speculating that this could go at least to 50% Fibonacci, which should be around about the $100 to $90 at least, right? Even second waves could go to the 7-8, which would be an insane crash. But yeah, I think what is happening now with this corrective move, we're going to get a big opportunity for DCAing, right? Whether we go down to 120, 100, 90, 80, it's just going to be a DCAing zone. And no doubt, in my opinion, that even though if you're buying now, you're buying the dip and it keeps dipping and it keeps dipping, for all of those people that are accumulating, there will be a moment, very likely, right? Maybe we never know in crypto at the end of the day. This might crash to zero. But Solana, very solid project, no doubt. All these corrective moves, even though if it keeps dipping and keeps dipping, it's at some point likely going to claim those highs here from March. And I would be expecting like an explosive third wave. That's kind of my higher time frame perspective here. When we do zoom in on the daily, what is happening right now? Well, I'm just gonna, my goodness, got a daily level here that's got, it already did get rejection, and also this movement up did not quite hit the highs right there, but it was a daily level that got respected very nicely. I would be focusing right now on this daily level right now over here. See if this daily level does maintain as support, and we do get a fake out from that level. But when we it's too close right there. When I zoom out on these altcoins, and I haven't done analysis, it's like really random. It's like looking at levels as support and resistance. But what I do like about this, it kind of formed 5 waves to the downside from the peak here. So we got a classic second wave that's retracing to the 7-8 zone, even 0.88. We got an explosive move down here in a third wave. Yeah. And now we've got 4 and 5 right there. We did claim those lows. And it looks pretty good. Fourth wave not overlapping first wave right there. Really nice. Could we speculate on this bounce for a possible ABC to the upside? And this is meaning that this is not finished, right? Say that we form a higher low right now, we start breaking these highs, you might think, oh, this is an inverted head and shoulder, this looks extremely bullish. No doubt, if we were to manage to close a daily candlestick above these highs right there, it's going to be looking quite bullish. We close a nice solid daily candle here, I would expect more momentum to the upside on Solana. So for me, these pivots are going to be a confirmation level that if we are going to go higher for several more days, if we close a solid daily candle above them, this is going to be the moment that it's going to be interesting to see, because there is a possibility that we're forming a corrective structure right there, and we're going to get another leg down here during the summer, which just makes sense looking at the higher time frame, right? If we are looking for we've just been very bullish for many months, over a year being bullish on Solana. We haven't seen a proper multi-monthly cool off before things start rocketing maybe by the end of the year. So it does make sense that maybe we are inside of an A wave, and we're just about forming the B wave now for the next coming weeks, and we're going to have a destructive C wave into the summer, potentially by the end of the summer, September, till we start bottoming out. It does make sense for me to believe that we could be forming a much larger ABC here. I just don't see the price breaking the highs in the summer. Summer volume goes down, people
on holiday, relaxing.
and I think you usually have quite a bearish sentiment during summer times, more than extremely bullish. But there has been summers, obviously, in the bull market that we've seen a bullish summer. But overall, I would be speculating here possibly in a B wave and possibly a lower high. And it's going to be very interesting because we have seen, if I do take a look at a fixed range here on Solana, the levels of resistance that we do have, we've got value area low from this range. So we've got a value area low right there from this range, and we've got the point of control, which is slightly above. Let me just mark that here. value area low from this range, and we have the point of control here from this consolidation. They're going to be crucial pivots of resistance, and I just want to check with Fibonacci, see if we do have some confluence with some Fibonacci levels. The value area low is where we have also a proven level of support right there during the last basically this was on March. If you take a look at Fibonacci from the highs to the lows, this is the situation with a B wave, that it could be a flat, right?
Take the highs, and everyone's like, Andy's wrong, and it's still a correction to the upside. Yeah,
B wave can be very, very complex here, but usually they are usually regular ABCs. Flats are more rare, but even though they do happen a lot on Bitcoin, at least flat ABCs. So taking a look at Fibonacci, pivot high, pivot low right there from that fifth wave. You do have the common regular ones, which are in between 50% and 7-8, and we don't have any Fibonacci aligning with the value area low here or the point of control of the range. So it's gonna be very, very tricky. What I would say here, to keep it simple, is if we come up to the 618 here in the case of Solana, which is sitting at $175, $180, 61865, you'll be getting above the value area low right there. So it could be a short time sign of strength, and you could see the momentum going up. But if you get above this range and you create the choppiness, you're hitting the 618, 65 from this drop, and you lose the value area low from this consolidation and these levels of support, that for me would be a kind of a confirmation that this is actually going to be bearish and we are going to go to much lower levels. And what would be even more a confirmation if the price comes down beneath these highs again, right, from this movement up. So that will no longer be impulsive, and that would be this would be a confirmation zone. And I would look for day trade and scalp shorts here all the way down to the lows, because it will be no longer impulsive. This would confirm the possibility of an A, B, and you're looking for that C wave to continue for another several weeks, right? A little bit of a higher time frame analysis, looking at you know, sign of weakness, sign of strength. So yeah, this is a little bit of what I think. Of course, this is the daily chart. This is something that we could be analyzing for all of those swing traders. All right, I think we're going to call it.
Yes.
It's been absolutely wonderful. I think we're going to do some collaborations, video collaborations. We're going to do analysis on Bitcoin, get some stuff ready, some quality content. This live stream has been a little bit improvised, but it's been pretty good. We've got the community here joining. You've checked an altcoin, which is BNB.
Yes.
I've checked Solana. It's very difficult for us to take a look at multiple altcoins and the comment section, obviously, when we're doing a collaboration. But 𝗬𝗏, thank you very much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Andy. And thanks for joining my stream as well.
Exactly. I'm also on 𝗬𝗏 stream as well, guys. Check out 𝗬𝗏's channel. It's in the pinned comment. He posts insane alpha, great technical analysis and education. Go and check him out. You have him in the pinned comment. Not much more has to be said. Thank you, legends, for joining, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, 𝗬𝗏.
Cheers, Andy.